Hi YouTube, this is part 1 on how to make a DreamBoard theme, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to make a DreamBoard theme from scratch. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to make a theme, having the idea that you guys don't know any kind of developing languages, and that's completely fine because I'm going to teach you step by step. So you need two things from Cydia. You need iFile, and you need DreamBoard. And once you have those, we can start. So first, let's open up iFile. So when you're in iFile, you could be in any folder, so it can get really confusing. So what I would do first is click on this home button down here. And up top, click on var, and click on the slash. And then scroll back up, and you should find DreamBoard. Click on it. Now, depending on if you already have DreamBoard installed or not, you should have few themes already here. And by default, you should have default right here, and you should have Android right here. And here are some themes I made previously. So, first you want to click Edit, click on the plus button, and let's make a new theme. And we'll call it Theme. Create, push Done, click on it, Edit. Now, the three things of a theme that compose of a DreamBoard theme is basically the current property list, which tells you how the theme is composed, where buttons are located, how buttons work, what they launch. Property list, it's really not that important, but it's still necessary to the theme itself. It tells you the name of the theme when you're launching DreamBoard. And lastly, you have all of your images, your widgets, and your videos if you have any. So let's start by making info dot plist, and you want that type to be a regular file as your attribute. So create that, and I want you guys to open up as a property list view. You guys can completely do this as a text view, but if you're starting new, I highly recommend you do it as a property list view because you can make a lot of mistakes. And when you're doing it as a property list views, you will not make any mistakes on your syntax. So now, what you want to do is make something called plist, and you want that type to be a string. And this will be the name of your theme, so for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to name it theme, make it simple. Push Done. And whenever you're modifying a plist or a property list, you will have this white one with a percentage sign at the end. That's your backup, that's your previous backup before you made a modification. And you can always delete it if you want, but it won't make a difference. Next, you want your current .plist, and this is what your theme is. That's not what you want. Current plist, and you want that to be a regular file as well as your attribute. So now let's go in. So for this video, I'm going to show you guys how to add applications onto your home screen inside main view, and throughout the progression of these videos, I'm going to teach you guys other techniques. So start with typing main view. Make sure you have capital V with no spaces, and you want this to be an array. Click on it. Next, you want to add a dictionary. Now, inside the dictionary, you can add as many things as you want, as long as you keep it organized, because organization is key when you're making a DreamBoard theme. So let's start with actions, and you want that to also be an array. Next, you want frame. You want that to be a string. Next, you want an image. You also want that to be a string. And you want your view type. No spaces, capital T, and you also want that to be a string. So let's start out with what these means. So actions is what tells what this property does. So in this case, I'm going to teach you guys how to add one application onto your home screen, and I'm going to add the DreamBoard application. So to do that, we have to launch what's called a CF identifier. What a CF identifier is, it's just a fancy name for a code that tells your device what to launch, which app. It's kind of like a name, but for your devices to recognize. So to find the CF identifier, let's just exit out of our theme. Go all the way back till you can't go any more further. I'm going to scroll up top, and you want to find Applications, and you want to find DreamBoard.app. Now you want to go inside to info.plist, click on Property List Viewer, and you want to find the CF bundle identifier, and you can't see it because it's too long, but it's there. Click on it, and you want to copy this identifier. This is the name that your device uses to recognize applications that are roots. Now let's go back to our theme. Now all the way back to DreamBoard, theme, current property list viewer, main view, dictionary, actions. Now you want this to be a string, and type this carefully. You want a lowercase l, and you want to type launch whatever app. In this case, our CF identifier tells us we're launching DreamBoard. Now that's actions. Frame. Now what frame is, it tells the theme how big it is, the images, and where it's located. And how it works is it goes X, Y, X, Y, position, position, then size, size. So let's go 100 from the X, 100 from the Y, 100 as our icon size, and 100 as our Y icon size. So what this is saying, it's saying 100 pixels from the left, 100 pixels from the top. Our width is 100 pixels, and our height is 100 pixels. View type. This is a button, so just type in button. Now our images, this is the next part. This is our third component. You want to make a new folder called, it doesn't matter whatever you want, as long as you link it correctly, but I'm just going to type images, and you do want this to be a directory as your attribute. So let's go all the way back to our applications folder. What we want, and it can work with any image, it doesn't matter, it's your guys' theme, but I'm just go back to DreamBoard app, and you want what's here, if you followed, the DreamBoard icon.png, click on image, we want this icon. So let's click on that, click on the clipboard on the bottom left, and copy the link, and then let's go back to our theme, and let's just drop this in our folder. Now keep in mind, you do have to remember that name, so it's icon.png lowercase I. So now this is how you link images to your applications. You want $, capital, root. It tells your theme you're starting from the beginning of your theme. /. Now you're saying to look in the images folder, and now you want the name of your image that you want to use. So icon.png. And make sure you type it in correctly because DreamBoard is case sensitive. And that is pretty much the component of how to add one application onto your DreamBoard theme. So let's check it out. Let's open up DreamBoard. And you will know that you have like a black shell here, and the reason why is because we haven't added a preview image yet. But if you download other themes from Cydia and look at their themes, for example, I have Mini iPad up here, Mountain Lion OS. Both are my themes. You guys can download from Cydia for free, and you can take a look at how they work. They're great learning apps that you can scrap apart from the current .plist. You can look at practically everything. It's really helpful. So let's open up our theme. So that's just pretty much it, because we haven't added anything else. We have 100 pixels from the left, 100 pixels from the right. Our icon is 100 pixels wide and 100 pixels tall. And when we click on it, because it's a button, it'll launch our CS identifier, and that launches DreamBoard. And that is pretty much it. And what I would recommend for you guys is to install SB settings or any other settings that'll be helpful, because you might want that to get into safe mode in case if you made a mistake on your syntax. So, other than that, you guys can message me or type below in the comments if you have any questions about your theme. Other than that, you guys should be good. See you in the next video.